Hi, guys.
What's going on?
Welcome to our third week, aka our third step in the home buying process. Again, my name is David Corsini with Coldwell Banker,
I'm Bill Halleck with a Celtics Mortgage.
and today's step is house hunting.
That's it.
So far, we've gone through figuring out how much you can afford or want to afford, and two, making a wish list of what you want versus what you need in a house. Okay?
Now it's time to get out there and actually look at houses.
Correct. Once we realize what you want, need, certain neighborhoods, you need to be close to a train station or not, we go out and we look at those houses. So, most people always ask me, well, how many houses should I look at before buying a house? And really, just like our last episode, when I said everyone's different, I've literally shown people the first day and they bought a house that day. I've shown people 9 months to a year and then they felt they were ready and they finally found that right house. So when you first make your wish list, sometimes you have expectations that are a little too high, or especially if you're a first-time home buyer, you just really don't know what you want. That's why during the house hunting process, you can also go back and change your wish list. Maybe prioritize your wants. Certain people realize that, they thought they needed something, but then they really didn't. And the house hunting process really helps with that. I don't like to show more than 6 houses at a time because they start to blur together.
Yeah, a good thing to do is either bring, well, today we have smartphones, but to either bring an iPad, your smartphone, or even just a pad and piece of paper and take some notes. It's better to do it with the phone, I think, because it's easier to take some pictures and throw some voice notes or even just regular type notes, whatever. Because to Dave's point, if you go out on a Saturday and look at 10 houses, by the 5th house, it's also, when you go back and think back, hey, when we went on Saturday, remember the blue house with the 2-car driveway? And it's going to start to blur with all the rest of them. So by having a nice, uniform, orderly way of taking some notes from each property, you'll be able to go back into your phone and remember exactly what you were talking about.
Correct. Whenever I show houses, I always bring printed sheets with all the details of the home. On that sheet, I always tell my buyers to take notes of that house, at least 1 or 2 things that really were memorable about that house. If nothing was memorable about that house, throw that sheet away because it's probably not for you.
Yeah.
So the house hunting process, could take a week, could take months.
It also depends on how much time you've allotted for yourself. If you started this home buying process knowing that you've got 2-year window because you're in no rush, you have a month-to-month lease, and you really want to go scour between urban, suburban, and rural, and you really haven't decided yet, then you've got plenty of time. If you're doing a job relocation and you're coming from another state, for example, you may only have a month window or 2-month window. So your time frame and your house hunting, the way you do it is going to be much different than the other person who has more time.
Correct. Many times, if you have a very restricted timeline, I'll take you out for 10 houses in one day. That's not a problem. Depending on your time frame is probably how I would like to show houses. I also think probably 3 houses at a time is the best.
It's ideal, but
it's ideal.
You could do, a couple more. Again, it depends how much time you have for the day also, and then how, the weather temperature could impact it. If it's a 95-degree weather with total humidity, do you really want to go look at 7 houses that day? 2 or 3 that day might not be too bad, but, that's another factor you don't think about.
And then that central air might really look a lot better in the house. If
all
it's
of a sudden
95.
it becomes a want, it becomes a need.
That's when it becomes a need. So, again, house hunting, don't worry about it. after about a month of house hunting, I always like to check back with my buyers and go over their wish list. Not just so you understand, so I can better service you. The more I know what you want and what you really need, the better I can service you and find the right house for you. There's a right house for everybody, okay? There isn't a bad house. You can always make it better. And, well, that's it for the house hunting today.
Good luck in your house hunting adventures.
Yeah. Stay tuned for next week for step 4. Bye, guys.